Welcome to the Headley Highlight Show's Uplifting Corner. The Uplifting Corner is a regular feature on my show, my weekly political talk show, where I inject a different type of energy into the space. Because we talk about some really heavy stuff sometimes, and it can kind of maybe not make you feel fully enthused, but that's why you need something to give you an uplift. Before I start my Uplifting Corner, thank you to everyone who's been donating, liking, commenting and sharing. I'm very partial to 3 wings and chips and a Miranda or a bit of Bitcoin. Don't forget to press the bell notification and select all, and you'll get all of my uploads as they appear. So my show often deals with very serious matters, but in life, we need light as well as darkness. And here is this week's contribution. It's a few real life examples of conversations between children and their grandparents, and I hope you enjoy them. When my grandson asked me how old I was, I tensely replied, "I'm not sure." He replied, "Look in your underwear, Grandpa. Mine says 4 to 6. I think that's so cute. I love that one. A 6-year-old was asked where his grandma lived, and he replied, "She lives at the airport, and whenever we want her, we just go and get her. Then, when we've done having her visit, we take her back there." I've got another one for you. I was in the bathroom putting on my makeup under the watchful eye of my young granddaughter, as I had done many times before. After I applied my lipstick and started to leave, the little one said, "Grandma, you forgot to kiss the toilet paper goodbye." Isn't that cute? And if you're not sure about that because you're a man, basically what you do is you take the toilet paper, you put your lips on it to take off any excess lipstick, hence kissing the toilet paper goodbye. I mean, it's just so cute. A diligent little girl was pounding away on her grandmother's word processor and told him she was writing a story. "About what?" her grandfather asked, to which she replied, "I don't know. I can't read." Oh, that was wicked. I love that. "I don't know. I can't read, but it's a very important story." Anyway, there's always oral traditions. I've got another one for you. A grandfather was delivering his grandchildren to their home one day when a fire truck zoomed past. Sitting in the front seat of the fire truck was a dog. The children started discussing the dog's duties. One said, "They use him to keep crowds back." "No," said another, "he's just for good luck." Then the third child brought the argument to a close. They used the dogs to find the fire hydrants. And lastly, my grandson, which is not mine, obviously the person who was writing it, called the other day to wish me happy birthday. He asked me how old I was, and I told him 68. He was quiet for a minute, and then he said, "Did you start at 1? What's lovely about these conversations with very young people is the simplicity of the way they look at the world. Their easy way of just analysing ordinary things. And I think that's part of the beauty of the innocence of children. They take things literally. And speaking of that, I have just had a story that sprung to mind. So in terms of literal understandings of the world, I remember when I was a wee nipper at primary school, I wasn't performing as was expected. And the report went back to my parents that, Denise needs to do better than she's currently doing. So I go home and my dad's talking to me and he says, I've got a report from the school and it says, "You're not doing the work that you're supposed to do. You need to pull your socks up." And what did I do? I bent down and started to pull up my socks, and he thought that I was actually mocking him or taking the mic. I had to explain, You told me to pull out my socks. I didn't know it was a metaphor. Because, sometimes children think in a very simple way. And that's an example of me thinking in a very, simple way. But it's a way of just seeing the world as is. Not necessarily having all of the, contextualization of experience, which sometimes can just cloud the way you think. So do you have any nice examples of conversations with children where they just see the world in a very simple way? Or as they say, from the mouths of babes, you sometimes get some gems which you wouldn't get if you were, talking to someone who was older. Don't be shy, jump up on the mic. I'd be glad to hear your story or your contribution. Don't forget to make a donation at deniseheadley.com, and I'll see you next week. And cut! And thank you for your listening ears.